ओके डियर स्टूडेंट्स, सुबह एक वीडियो अपलोड किया था. इट वाज ए फैंटास्टिक न्यूमेरिकल that was alternating current in lesson 30. Now I'm going to alternating current lesson 31. I'll be discussing a very good numerical, not for your school examination, not for your JEE advanced, but definitely for your JEE main. Look at in the given circuit, the circuit is given. Find the ratio of current I1, I2, and which is that I1 and which is that I2. Where I1 is the initial current, that is at t is equal to 0. What do you mean by t is equal to 0? When this key is just switched on. At that instant, current I1, some current will flow. Let us see whatever is that current I1 when this switch is switched on at t is equal to 0, whether that I1 will flow along this path or whether that I1 will flow from here to here and at this point it will be distributed, or whether it will not flow along this path, that we have to decide. And that is I1. At t is equal to 0, I1 is the initial current at t is equal to 0, and I2. I2 is the steady state. Steady state means at is equal to t is equal to infinite current through the battery. So पहले ये पॉइंट को मैं लिख देता हूं A, इस पॉइंट को लिख देता हूं B. Let this point is C, this point is D. No need to put some symbol here. It will be easily understood. But I request you, ये numerical को करने से पहले you must go through alternating current 30, where I discussed the behavior of an inductor in a DC circuit. Means when the key was switched on at t is equal to 0, this was opposing the growth of current by creating an EMF. EMF was minus L di by dt. As time passes on, the current in the inductor becomes maximum, means I becomes maximum. That is what I had explained in alternating current 30. I'm still explaining once more. And the current through the inductor was like this. To this side was your time. To this side was your current. Here this becomes maximum. And to become maximum, it was almost taking a time called t is equal to 5 times the L by R. Whatever is the value of L and R, if you allow for 5 times, then the current was nearly becoming, your current was nearly becoming 99.9 of I naught. Actually, it will take infinite time. So that is why it is written at t is equal to infinite. So there in the last video I explained in alternating current 30, at t is equal to 0, when this key is switched on, this inductor, was offering infinite resistance. So it was not allowing any current to pass through this. Means through this part, no current will pass at t is equal to 0 because this is offering infinite resistance, right? So at t is equal to 0, when through this path there is no current, then the complete circuit is this. From here, the complete circuit is this, that is A, B, C, D, A. And we have a 10 volt battery. So at t is equal to 0, it offers infinite resistance, the inductor. And at t is equal to infinite, Means when the current through this inductor becomes maximum, that is I naught, it was not opposing the current. So whatever current starts from here, a part of it also goes to this side and a part also goes to this side. T is equal to infinite. This, when the current in it becomes maximum, therefore the opposing EMF E, the negative sign was indicating it was opposing L di by dt, I becomes maximum I naught. So I naught is a constant because maximum derivative of constant is 0, 0 into this thing is 0, that it offers 0 resistance. This inductor offers 0 resistance at t is equal to infinite and offers infinite resistance at t is equal to 0. That is the thing that you have to remember. So let us find out the current at t is equal to 0 when this is offering infinite resistance, so no current to this side. So only this circuit is complete, A, B, C, D, A. And in this part, this resistor and this resistor, they are in series. So at t is equal to 0, no current along the 2 milli through this inductor. The value does not matter. It's 2 or 5 or 6 does not matter. What it matters is at t is equal to 0, any inductor offers infinite resistance. So no current to this side. So therefore the 6 ohm and 4 ohm are in series. Which 6 ohm, which 4 ohm? This 6 ohm and this 4 ohm are in series. Nothing, no current is to this side. So the effective resistance across this is equal to 6 plus 4, that is 10 ohm. So the current at t is equal to 0, as per the question, it says the current is I1 at t is equal to 0. So voltage over total resistance, that is 1 ampere. So at t is equal to 0, when this key is just turned, 1 ampere starts from here, the same 1 ampere passes through this, the same 1 ampere passes through this, the same 1 ampere passes through the battery, right? Because it has asked to find the current through the battery. Now, so one part of the problem is clear. So one part of the problem is clear at I1, that is 1 ampere. That is, therefore 1 ampere passes through the battery along the path A, B, C, D, A. So at t is equal to 0, 1 ampere current passes through this path A, B, C, D, A. Because this is offering infinite resistance, no current. Right. Now at t is equal to infinite. Now let us come to a t is equal to infinite. At t is equal to infinite, the inductor, this value does not matter. If it is 5, it is okay. It is 2, it is okay. It is 3 millihenry, it is okay. The inductor offers no resistance. Why? I explained you. After some time, after this much time, t is equal to 5L by R, which I explained in the previous video, the current through this becomes maximum, I becomes maximum, I naught. So it becomes maximum, means a constant. So derivative of a constant is 0. So it does not offer any back EMF for the current to pass through this at t is equal to infinite. So at t is equal to infinite, the inductor offers no resistance. Therefore, at point B here, whatever current starts from here, which will be called as I2, it will be distributed. A part will go to this side and a part will come to this side. So at t is equal to infinite, the inductor offers no resistance. Therefore, at point B, current is distributed. So if current is distributed, so between this point and this point, look, this 4 ohm and this 4 ohm, this 4 ohm and this 4 ohm, they are in parallel. So the effective of these two, we have to find out first, and that effective is in series with this 6 ohm, and there is a 10 volt battery. So to find I2, that is at infinity, the current distributes at point B, So, and the 4 ohm and 4 ohm, these two 4 ohms, in fact there are two 4 ohms only, no other 4 ohm. These two 4 ohms are in parallel. So effective of these two 4 ohms is 4 into 4 by 4 plus 4. This we have already derived in current electricity, how resistances were added when in parallel. 1 by R effective was equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. If you take LCM, this becomes and R effective becomes R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. This is what we have discussed in current electricity. So the effective of 4 and 4 becomes 4 into 4 by 4 plus 4, that is 16 by 8, that is 2 ohm. So the effective of these two is 2 ohm, and that 2 ohm is in series with this. So the effective is 6 plus 2, that is 8 ohm. Now this 2 ohm is in series with 6 ohm. So the total R effective is 2 plus 6, that is equal to 8 ohm. So now the current I2 will be voltage divided by total R effective, that is 10 by 8, that is equal to 5 by 4 ampere. So this 5 by 4 ampere at t is equal to infinite starts from here. So through this is 5 by 4 ampere. At this point it will distribute it. A part will go to this side, a part will go to this side. How much part will go to this side? How much will go to this side? Because equal distance, so it will be equally distributed. So that will be 5 by 4 divided by 2, that is 5 by 8. To this side also 5 by 8 at t is equal to infinite, right? And to this side is 5 by 4. This 5 by 8 here and this 5 by 8 to this side, they combine here, it becomes 5 by 4, and that also passes through the battery, right? So and it was asked in the question to find out the ratio I1 by I2. I1 we calculated as 1, I2 we just calculated as 5 by 4, 4 comes to the numerator, so 4 by 5, that is equal to 0.8 is the answer. 0.8 is the answer. So they might ask you differently at t is equal to 0, when the current through this was 1 ampere, they might extend the question. What is the heat produced here? Then you can use the simple formula, H produced is equal to I square RT. They might ask you what is the heat produced here in 2 seconds. Put T is equal to 2, the value of R6, I, whatever is the value of I. That is, if they are asking at T is equal to 0, then I is equal to 1. If they are asking at is equal to T is equal to infinite, then I through this is 5 by 4 ampere. They might ask you what is the heat produced here in this resistance at T is equal to 0. At T is equal to 0, I just explained there was no current to this side and your current was 1 ampere that was passing through this. So here you can use the same formula, H is equal to I square RT. At T is equal to 0, 1 ampere was passing through this, the square of 1, value of this R into time. They might ask you at T is equal to infinite, what is the heat produced here? At T is equal to infinite, we just calculated the total current which started from here as 5 by 4. Here it gets distributed as 5 by 8 to this side, the current. So through this, the current is 5 by 8 at T is equal to infinite. So if they ask you what is the heat produced here in 2 seconds, then use the same formula. H is equal to I square RT. Now, T is equal to infinite, current flowing through this is 5 by 8. So put I is equal to 5 by 8. Put the value of R and put whatever time you are given to find out the heat. So that is all about. It is a beautiful question, and in the next lesson we'll move on to another numerical where we will have inductor and a capacitor and some DC voltage. So that is what I just explained, this part, right? So I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please share it to as many people as you like. It's now free for everybody. Thank you.